The theme of our third craft bag for the summer literacy program at the Stevens County Library looks like outer space to me. We have a outer space monster made out of a pine cone. We have a rocket ship that you can launch into the air. And we have a hand puppet. Let's get started. In your bag, you have a packet that includes some shapes, a couple of googly eyes, a couple of pieces of big straws, smoothie straws, and a couple of rocket ships. You also have a straw, some pipe cleaners, and of course, a pine cone. The first craft we're going to do involves shapes cut from our packet. So we're going to make a hand puppet, and I'll show you how this hand puppet works. I wrap it around my fingers and he talks like this. This is my hand puppet. He looks like this. It's very easy to make, and you can put on all kinds of puppet shows with this kind of puppet. So in order to make our little puppet friend, you will need to decide what shapes you would like to see on your puppet. I have another example here. This one, I made eyes using squares and circles, and then I put circles on his antenna, and then I drew dots for eyeballs. You're going to need your glue stick from last week, so I hope you can find it. The first step in making our puppet is to decide what shape you want his eyes to be. I'm going to use the green squares out of my packet. Everybody's packets are different. You have different colors and some different sizes of shapes. So everybody will have unique puppets. You have different colored pipe cleaners and all kinds of different things. So those are my eyes. And then I think I will put, I think I'm going to use my little red circles for the inside of his eyeballs. So I'll cut those out. Now I'm going to tell you a trick here. I know that all these black lines on this paper might bother some of you, but it's a good guide to cut them out. So when we're using them, we're actually going to use the back side of them so we don't see those lines where we cut it. And you won't notice if the cuts aren't very smooth because we're going to hide the evidence in the back. So if you want to make other shapes with the paper that's in your packet, go ahead. You just be creative. So I'm going to turn over my green squares. I'm going to turn over my red circles. I'm going to grab my glue stick. And I'm going to put glue on the back side of my red circles and put those where I want them in the middle of the square. Do the second one. All right. So it looks like I have a couple of eyes. Ooh, I think I'm gonna make eyebrows for this guy. Look, I have some little red triangles here too, so I'm going to give him some eyebrows by cutting out my triangles. Now save your shapes because you're gonna need them for another project in this bag, so don't cut all of them out right now because you're going to need them for your pine cone activity as well. Okay, one triangle. Two triangles. Okay, so I'm going to pick one of my chenille stems. I'm going to pick the blue one. And I'm going to fold it into a U shape. Doesn't have to be an exact fold, but it's kind of a U or a V. And then you'll take your glue stick and figure out where you want your eyes to be. Now, you're going to want your eyes to be about an inch from the bottom. So I'm going to put some glue right on my chenille stem here. And put one eye. And I'll do the same on the other side. And your eyes don't have to be even. Put the other one on there. Now, I want to make these eyebrows. So, if I can pick them up, they're slippery little guys. I'm going to put some glue on the back of my little triangle and glue it right above the first eye. I'm going to raise that one so he's got kind of a quizzical expression on his face. Then you could be done if you wanted to be right here. But I think I like to add a little bit more texture to my designs. And therefore, I am going to take the pencil that I got in my bag last week, and I'm going to curl the ends of my pipe cleaner or my chenille stem around that pencil a little bit to give it some curl, because I like those curly ends on my chenille stems. You can curl it as much or as little as you want, but now I have another little puppet, and he talks like this too. That's a fun one. I like that. You can put as many pieces on that puppet as you want. It doesn't matter. You be as creative as you want because you've got a whole kit of different shapes in your bag. The second activity that is included in your bag is a rocket ship. Now you're going to take some crayons or colored pencils or markers if you are allowed and color your rocket ship. You design it however you want and then cut it out. And I've got this one here that's already been cut out. I didn't color it because I did not have time. But for this craft, you will need some tape. And I just happen to have some blue painter's tape here. It works just fine. I'm going to take a little piece of tape, and I'm going to take the smoothie straw that I have in my bag, and I'm going to put a piece of tape over the end of it like this, and then I'm going to fold down the sides of the tape, and then fold down some more sides. We are just making sure that we get the end of this smoothie straw covered up, because this is how we launch our rocket. So I have just one end covered up. Then you're going to turn over your rocket ship and tape your smoothie straw right to the back of it with the part that you taped closed up at the top. So at the bottom of your rocket ship, you can see into your smoothie straw. Once you have that done, you take your bendy straw that's in your packet, you bend it up like that, you stick the short end into the smoothie straw. Let me see if I can show you what that looks like here. So you have your smoothie straw into the back of the rocket, then you take the other end of your straw and you can launch your rocket by blowing. Let's see if it works. Oh, it did. Did you see it go? Let me see if we can do it again. So that's how you make a rocket ship. The final craft in your week number 3 craft bag is a pine cone alien. And you can make this alien with whatever leftover pieces you have in your bag. So this one, I just happened to wrap a couple of pipe cleaners around the alien, and I or around the pine cone, and then I made his legs look like zigzags. I cut out a couple of purple triangles and glued them behind some of the pieces of the pine cone to make them look like ears or antenna. I glued some circles to the bottom of the pine cone and then glued some wiggly eyes to it. So let's see what we can do with this pine cone. I think I'm going to start with a pipe cleaner or a chenille stem. And I think I'm going to make the chenille stem be his ears. So let's see how I'm going to do that. It might be helpful to put your pine cone down and see how it wants to settle. You can set it up like that. You can lay it on its side. If you could get it to stand up on its top, that would be really fun too. But I think I am going to take this pipe cleaner and stick it down in there. And I'm just going to wrap it around and see what happens. You can just wrap your pipe cleaner around into your pine cone if you want to. But see, now I have some antenna. If I wanted them, I could curl them like I curled them on our puppet, or I could leave them standing like that. Let me grab a couple of eyes here. And let's see, I'm going to cut out some of my green triangles here that are in my bag. Oop, I did not cut that very carefully. It's okay though, isn't it? It's good practice for your scissors. I don't know if you have scissors at home. If you have parent-approved time to practice cutting, this would be a good way to do that. Even if you're older, practicing your cutting is really good for you, for your hands and for your brain even. So let's see. I have now some pipe cleaner. I'm going to, I think I'm going to glue my triangles to that bottom part and make eyes there. I thought about maybe putting the eyes farther up my chenille stems, but I think for this one, I'm just feeling like I want to put them on the bottom. I don't get to do very many pine cone crafts, so I want to take advantage of this while I can. Glue that there. It might work better to put the glue directly on the pine cone. Stick that down. And these are space monsters of your own creation, so they don't have to follow the rules of where their eyes or anything need to be. If you want to put their eyes someplace other than in the middle of their face, you go right ahead and do that. And then I'll take my wiggly eyes. They don't even have to have wiggly eyes if you don't want to. If you want to use your wiggly eyes on your pipe cleaner puppets, go ahead. You just do whatever you want. This one's kind of a craft that you can create all on your own. All right, so there's my monster so far. So I think that's what he's going to look like for now. But there are certainly more pipe cleaners here I could add. Oh, maybe I will add. I'm going to put a tail on him because I think that he needs a tail. Or maybe two tails. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just going to twist this around here. I'm going to twist that whole pipe cleaner all around and around and around and around, and then I'm going to curl the ends because it's one tail that turns into two at the end. Kind of like a snake's tongue, except for it's a tail on an alien. So this is what my alien looks like. Well, I hope you enjoyed our crafts this week. It's been a lot of fun putting them together, and I am excited to see what next week brings. Thanks for tuning in. If you take any pictures of yourself crafting, or if you take pictures of the crafts after the fact, please share them. You can tag us at Stevens County Library on Facebook and Instagram, or you can send them to us on Facebook or on email at youthservices@stevenscountylibrary.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.